I will support you if you're taking Ozempic on your healthy habits, on strength training, and making sure that you are losing weight in a healthy manner and you're getting everything you need your support, accountability.
We're here to help them with like the behavior shift and the behavior change and the healthy habits. Like we can do those things while they're taking Ozempic, and we do it all the time with our clients, right?
Yeah. But we are not qualified to tell you like, yes, you should and no, you shouldn't. Like that's between you and your doctor. And that's where people get confused and they get angry at us. It's like, why are you asking me? I'm not the person to be asking.
Right. My only thing is, and this is my opinion, of course, but I know other experts like Dr. Nadolsky says this too. These drugs are not for aesthetic purposes, for vanity purposes. That's the only time I'm going to say you should not be using these things is if you're just using it to lose that 10 to 20 pounds. That's not what those drugs are intended to do. It's going to do you more harm than good than doing that. Welcome to Cut the Crap with Beth and Matt, the world's #1 no bullshit health and fitness podcast.
Are you ready to cut the crap with your diet and exercise, get strong as fuck, and build a healthy relationship with food? Then you've come to the right place.
Show your support for the podcast by joining our Patreon community, where you get exclusive content which consists of monthly workouts you can do at home or at the gym, monthly challenges that are either strength, habit, or mindset based, and access to hundreds of lower calorie, higher protein, family-friendly recipes.
And now all Patreon members receive exclusive access to a private Facebook group. Now let's cut the crap.
All right, Beth.
What's up, Matt?
Not much. Happy birthday. Yesterday was your birthday.
Yeah.
Big 5-1. How do you feel?
No different.
No different.
Yeah, after 50, I'm like, yeah, fuck. You don't even care. It's like 50 is like a good, boom, I'm heading into 50. And it's like, all right, I'm 51.
Yeah. What's that saying? You're over the hill now?
I guess. I
remember going to my grandma's 50th birthday party when I was a kid. And I remember that was what they kept saying, like, you're over the hill now. Or you're at the top of the hill. Everything over 50 is over the hill.
It doesn't even feel like that, though.
I know, for sure. You probably feel like you probably feel better than you did 20 years ago.
Yeah, I feel way better mentally and physically.
Yeah, taking care of yourself. It's wild.
That's right. That's right. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm pretty good. Just crushing it, really. I mean, been hitting the gym hard this week, and I'm really kind of falling back in love with the gym. I'm actually I'm not going to commit to any performance or strength goals or anything yet, but I'm starting to get the itch to have some type of a goal related to the gym. So I'm just formulating that right now. So I'm really excited for that. Yeah, other than that, just been pissing people off on the interwebs, I guess.
Yeah, you and me both.
Yeah, what else is new, though,
It doesn't fucking end, man.
This morning, I got a really good comment, which I haven't gotten this comment in a while, but I'm sure you can resonate with it, it must be nice. Somebody said to me.
Really?
Somebody said to me, it
About
must
what?
be nice. I made a post. It was a joking post, too, but also kind of serious. Like, I made a post about today's the longest day of the year, right? December 21st, the winter solstice. And I made a post on Facebook about how I woke up at 7:30 this morning and it was still dark outside. I'm thinking to myself, like, whoa, that's weird. It's usually light out by this time. Yeah. And then I made the tie-in to, like, this is the shortest day of the year, but it's still not as short as the amount of time that you spend on each of these fad diets that you go from jumping from. Yeah. So, but somebody in my comments, their response was, first of all, they said I was lying about the time. They're like, the sun rises at 6 o'clock. I'm like, where the fuck are you right now? So I had to I sent her a screenshot of Google saying, hey, look at that. In Ohio, it raised at 7:50 this morning. So
see, yeah, it's different in every state.
It's like it works differently. It's
almost like the sun. Are you kidding me?
I was stupid. These fucking
I'm like,
people
the sun rises here for me because I just went out to see it on my birthday.
You're
yesterday.
The first place it touches.
It's like 7:08 or something. So it's like coming up to whatever you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's just
need to fucking like get their geometry, not geometry, geography.
Yeah, for sure. So then she went on to say that it must be nice that you can sleep in until 7:30 because I have to wake up at 4:30. And I'm like, oh my gosh, shut the fuck up. Like, you know nothing about me, clearly, because I used to wake up at 3:30. If you want to have a dick measuring contest, like I did that for
me.
Yeah, poor me, right? Like, actually, it is fucking nice because
what if you worked till 2 in the morning?
The benefits of the hard work I've been putting in for over a fucking decade. It didn't just happen overnight, you motherfucker. Like, it's not. Where do people get the audacity? Success doesn't just happen overnight.
Yeah,
people see people reaching their goals and being successful, and oh, they're lucky, they're blessed.
Well, the thing is, this is a great segue into our discussion, or what we've been thinking about talking about is people compare themselves to fucking everybody and don't focus on their own shit. People do not want to take a look at what they need to do. Instead of they need to like point fingers, be judgmental, be like, why are this person, they're doing this and I'm taking the hard way.
Comparison is the thief of joy. Period.
It really is. It really is.
For sure. Saying something like it must be nice, like you lose all respect. I no longer respect you as a person if you're going to come at me with that, because you have no idea what people have gone through.
Exactly. Or what you go through.
Right. Like you have no idea my struggles, what I've gone through to get to this point. Like don't. You must be nice to be the dad is another thing she said. Like, excuse me, like I'm a full-time dad. My son lives with me and I spend 3 hours every day taking him to fucking school and basketball practice. So shove it up your ass.
Right.
Like, where do people come up with this shit?
Yeah, I had this woman today. So I make a lot of food videos, a lot of recipes. And these days I'm trying to show people how to pair or build a balanced plate.
Notice that. Yeah.
Which a lot of people need to learn how to do. They just don't know how to build a balanced meal to stay satiated, to get your protein, your fiber, whatever. Yep. I had this person say, problem I have is that I'm allergic to whey protein, which is all dairy. So show me high protein, dairy free, because because almost every single one of these meals is dairy. Okay. She doesn't even follow me. And I responded with a simple please or thank you would be nice. If you would like personalized content, I'll send you my fee.
Right. Yeah. You can hire me as a coach.
How fucking entitled are you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can take my videos, any one of you guys, with whatever dietary restrictions you may have, and you can make them your own. Google is hard to Google free.
It. Like how to make X recipe without dairy. Like, oh my God, your world just blew up, I'm sure, when you did that.
Excuse me, ma'am. Like, are you the most important person on the internet now?
Right. Yeah, that is just entitlement.
It's like, I feel recently that, I don't know if it's the holidays, but people are really fucking angry and they just come on in your comments and just say rude shit for no fucking reason. Just wanting to pick fights. Like out of nowhere.
That makes sense, because that's all I've been experiencing for weeks now. So
I had comments on a happy birthday post I made yesterday. I had some guy make a vomit face. It's like,
on your happy birthday post?
Yeah, it's like, are you okay, buddy? Like, what's wrong with you?
Fucking life, dude.
Seriously.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's sad.
It is. It's very sad. And that's really all you can do is feel bad for these people, honestly. Yeah. Like we're going to talk about it for sure, but it's just, man, it doesn't need to be like so fucking intense all the time. All these extremes.
It doesn't. And for those people that say, just let it go. Let it go. I don't think you guys can grasp, and I really like to talk about this because I get this a lot in my DMs. When you have the amount of people that me and Matt deal with on a daily basis, like almost 1 million followers between the both of us, I think probably each of us probably have close to that between all our platforms.
Absolutely. Also,
we get amazing comments. Love it.
Absolutely.
But the more you grow, the more negativity comes your way. I've noticed that. It's a little intense, but you can't just let it go.
People can, but
I let a lot of it go. And we are passionate about what we do. I know I live my life with passion. And if you can't tell,
I wear my heart on my fucking sleeve.
Same. I mean, right now I will cry at a drop of a hat just because that's where I'm at in my life. My hormones are I'm emotional.
You don't need to even blame your hormones, Beth. It's okay to cry, right?
Yeah, but it's intense when you keep getting the same thing fed to you. Start questioning your own.
You actually start to believe. Imagine being told you're an idiot every day.
Right.
You might start to believe that. And that's why we're told that every day too.
Yeah. So it's like, you just can't let it go. And sometimes me and Matt will make clapback videos. And to me, that's my therapy.
It's therapeutic.
I actually will let a month of release of negative comments with one video. And I'm like, all right, I'm good for a while until I get like a mass.
My therapy, I think your therapist encouraged that for you. Mine too. She wants me to tell more people to fuck off. So if you guys are tired of me hearing me say people to fuck off, like you're
putting things under the rug doesn't. That's what I don't do in my life. I don't throw things under the rug. I don't let things go.
That's where problems come from. Is you just fucking throw it under the rug. You let it build up, and then you explode one day. Yeah.
It's just be kinder. Kindness is free.
That's the other thing too. People get upset when they see me being an asshole in my comments. And I'm like, guys, you get what you give with me. If you come at me being an asshole, I am an asshole. So if you are an asshole to me, I will be an asshole back to you.
We're not afraid. You want to fuck around and find out?
Yeah, fuck around and you will find out.
You will find out with me and Matt.
Absolutely. So we have an interesting topic on hand this
Yeah.
week because this goes back to how I was upsetting people on the internet, and we kind of have you and I kind of disagreed on something actually
Hmm.
a little bit. I think we probably agree on the core
Yeah,
principle
there's
of it,
some
but
things.
we're
Yeah.
going about it a little bit differently, I think.
Right. I
So
think
what
it
are we
started
disagreeing
with
about? Hmm.
we'll start with the topic Ozempic.
Okay.
And I'm
Yes.
going to preface this with saying that Matt and myself, we are not doctors. Okay. We are not giving any medical advice here. I have to say this because I just want you guys to know because every single person asks us about Ozempic.
Hmm.
And I hope you guys understand that I am not qualified to give you that medical information. Okay.
Right.
It is just my opinion, literally. And everyone has one like an asshole. Okay.
Opinions are like
So,
assholes. Everyone has one.
um,
Some of them stink.
it drives me nuts. Like, what are your thoughts on this? It's like, actually, I don't, that's between you and your doctor. That's my thoughts. I can support you.
I'm not
If
here
you
to
are,
tell you what to do.
I will support you if you're taking Ozempic on your healthy habits, on strength training, and making sure that you are losing weight in a healthy manner and you're getting everything you need your support, accountability.
We're here to help
Because
them with like the behavior shift and the behavior change and the healthy
exactly.
habits. Like we can do those things while they're taking Ozempic, and we do it all the
Right.
time with our clients, right?
Yeah. But we are not qualified to tell you, like, yes, you should, and no, you shouldn't. Like, that's between you and your doctor. And that's where people get confused and they get angry at us. It's like, why are you asking me? I'm not the person to be asking.
Right. My only thing is, and this is my opinion, of course, but I know other experts like Dr. Nadolsky says this too. These
Mhm.
drugs are not for aesthetic purposes, for vanity purposes.
Exactly.
That's the only time I'm going to say you should not be using these things
Yeah.
is if you're just using it to lose that 10 to 20 pounds.
Right.
That's not what those drugs are intended to do. It's going to
Mhm.
do you more harm than good than doing that.
Yeah. It's like, you guys, this is a pharmaceutical. Honestly, you should think of the pros and cons and not just jump the gun to take it just because.
Be
You
informed.
really need, just like weight loss surgery or anything major you're going to do in your life, even with anxiety medication, depression medication, you need to work with your doctor on that and see what the best option for you is. There's not enough of that. And don't compare what other people, your fucking neighbors are doing. Who cares if Janet across the street is fucking like a lollipop?
I'm hearing that a lot right now.
A
My
lollipop
coworker
head
lost
right
X amount of
now.
weight using Ozempic, and it just makes
Yeah,
me jealous.
yes, the jealous thing. Focus on your own lane. What are you doing worrying about fucking Janet? Tell me where Janet is in a year.
Right.
Talk
Like,
to me in a year. How she's feeling, where she's at, if she's gained weight, if she's still on the drugs. Like, it's none of your fucking business. It isn't.
I will say to this too, and I think you agree with this. I know you agree. Like, if we're just taking Ozempic and then that's it, like you guys need to open your eyes because you still need to change your habits and your behaviors.
That's the thing. You're gonna very quickly lose muscle, which you do not want to do.
This is why weight loss surgery doesn't work for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because they change nothing about their life. And you're right. Muscle loss is a huge side effect.
That's why you need to focus on protein and strength training without a doubt if you are taking these drugs. Absolutely. Yes. You look
100%.
like a bag of mush and your bone density, you'll fucking break a bone. Not good.
Weight loss at all costs is not what we're doing anymore. This isn't the fucking 80s and 90s. Like,
we'll call it muscle atrophy or whatever.
We're trying to get away from diet culture. So let's leave that in the past there.
Yeah.
So
now, when I made my video, I started talking about Oprah and how, she is, yes, taking Ozempic now. And that I think because I've watched Oprah since I was in my 20s. She has struggled with obesity. She's had every fucking trainer on her show. She's done tons of diets. We've seen her fluctuate in weight throughout the years. Imagine being in that public eye and like consistently struggling with your weight, your mental health, and that aspect. And she said she finally has something that has quieted the food noise.
Yes.
So I'm happy for her, but Matt fucking hates Oprah.
Fuck Oprah.
He said, fuck Oprah.
I'm glad to explain why, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. And so Matt was giving the reasons why he didn't like Oprah. And so I looked it up on Google because when you guys ask me how I feel about these celebrities, I don't fucking know because I don't follow them. I don't give a shit. So I actually have to look this shit up. Okay.
Right.
So
for sure. I'm going to preface this with saying I am happy for her too, that she has found something that works for her. Yeah. I'm never going to discourage somebody from that. It's the business practices behind that I take.
So I looked into that and you said she backs a bunch of supplements. So I looked it up. She does not. She actually went through a thing with these fucking keto gummies that used her name. If you look it up, it was like in 2021, 2022. She had to go on a bunch of do whatever you want to call it, public announcement shit that these people were using her name.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
There's that. And then the Dr. Phil thing, they're not even friends anymore.
Because she used him and then threw him away when she no longer needed him. But it
had to do with politics and he was getting backed by Trump for that. And she was for.
But he's not even a doctor.
I don't even know.
He's not even a real doctor. That's the thing. He was not even a licensed doctor.
So he's not a cardiologist?
Dr. Oz is a cardiologist. So
okay, who are you talking about?
So you said Dr. Phil?
I meant Dr. Oz.
Oh, Dr. Oz. Okay.
Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz.
I was talking about Dr. Oz. I know nothing about Dr. Phil and Oprah.
Gotcha. Okay. So my main issues with Oprah, and I'll give you the keto gummies thing, whatever that was, because I don't know if that's true or right.
I was trying to look it up, and there's nothing nothing saying anything about her.
And I was 2 years old when this happened, but of course this did happen, and plenty of people in my comments have been saying, yeah, I remember this. In 1988 is when she first came on one of her shows, and she pulled on a wagon full of fat.
I remember that.
She lost 67 pounds of fat doing OptiFast. It was a 400 calorie a day diet, doing nothing but protein shakes. And she promoted that product in 1988, and overnight that company got 100,000 new orders.
But here's the thing, Matt. That was the year of the diet culture. I mean, I grew up in the 80s and the 70s, and that was huge. I mean, every fucking family in America was doing crazy shit. And I believe when you know better, you do better. So I honestly can see that, because that's when all that shit was happening. And there wasn't evidence-based nutrition people like us. That was like the years of diet culture. That's kind of when that shit started, like 60s, 70s, 80s.
Oh, I agree.
Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, OptiFast.
I'm not going to give her a pass, though, because she's done this. She's been doing this for decades. She did that in 1988.
So what is she doing now? She's working with Weight Watchers and taking Ozempic.
I think she needs to be held responsible for the things that she lets people say and do on her show. Just that's like you.
That's like Joe Rogan. That's like anybody.
We brought some piece of shit on this podcast, and we would be held responsible for the things that they said. Right? Like, we would be held accountable for giving somebody a platform to spread misinformation. And Oprah's been doing that for decades. So then I want to move on to like Dr. Oz is a really good example. She created him. He was a very good cardiologist, world renowned, but it should have stopped there, because what he was doing on her show, none of it was evidence-based. All of it was misinformation. He's a snake oil salesman through and through, and she made him a millionaire. And he did it while scamming people, selling bullshit supplements, gut detoxes, all this shit that we speak out against. She's been giving people platforms, and she's literally creating these fucking people.
Yeah.
She created Dr. Oz.
I'm not for Dr. Oz. Phil. He's a fucking psycho.
John, what is his name? John of God. He was a self-proclaimed medium, psychic surgeon, and convicted rapist. She gave him a platform.
I've never heard of him.
His bullshit. Like, and that doesn't get into the Weight Watchers stuff. Like, she's been a sitting board member and investor in Weight Watchers for decades. And this is really where my core issue comes down with Oprah. She's been doing Weight Watchers for decades now, we know this, while promoting Weight Watchers as something that worked, even though she's been proving time and time and again that it didn't work, right?
True. I'll give you that when you think about it.
All right. Thank you for that, Beth.
My heart is with Oprah. Maybe it's because I grew up with her.
I think she does a lot of good in this world.
All I've seen is her really do good. I don't think she has a vicious bone in her.
I think she's done a lot of good. I
think that
agree.
She's just human like anyone else, and money does talk. Yeah.
But what do we always say?
Does.
Both things can be true, right? She can do a lot of bad, and she can do a lot of good. And
exactly.
They don't cancel each other out.
I personally don't know her.
Yeah.
We go by what we see. We don't know what happens on the inside. And I'm not saying that she's good, and I'm not saying she's bad. I'm just saying she's just another fucking celebrity that really, in my eyes, I just,
we shouldn't be out of licensed celebrities. We both agree on that. Like,
yeah,
going to Oprah for diet advice is fucking
exactly.
stupid.
That's the thing. It's like,
going to the Kardashians for diet advice is fucking stupid.
It's dumb. Most people follow, and this is where the diet trends and the weight trends, they follow the celebrities. I mean, a ton of them. What's her name? Kate Moss. There was
Kate
Kate Moss period where everyone wanted to fucking be as skinny as Kate Moss. I mean, there's always like somebody, the Kardashian movement, where everyone wanted an ass like her. Everyone follows. It's like, stop.
Yeah. Stop. Like, if these people jump off of a bridge because they say it's going to help them lose weight, are you going to fucking do that too? Like, I hope not. Like, let's use some common sense here. These people have entire teams made around them to make sure that they're successful. Millions of dollars they spend on their teams around them. And some of them, like Oprah, still aren't successful with those big ass teams.
See, that's what I was trying to get at. I was like, this weight loss is fucking hard. And that was like the meaning of my whole thing, is like, Oprah has a fucking lot of money. Her out of anybody can find whatever to help her, and she still couldn't.
For sure. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, but my biggest issue with Oprah is that relationship with Weight Watchers and how my main thing is Weight Watchers has just came out and said that they were wrong, that they got it wrong when it came to weight loss. So you're telling me Weight Watchers that's been around for 60 years is now acknowledging that they got everything wrong?
Why are they saying that now? Like, why? When did that happen? Why are they saying
like
it?
literally weeks ago. And like what happened weeks ago? They partnered up with weight loss drug providers. Okay, so now they're saying it's
this
now
is all like just new. Like
yes, this is all very new stuff.
I haven't been keeping up with the times.
So they've been shaming people for decades. You just need more willpower. You just need more discipline. And now the CEO, they get a new CEO, and they're like, actually, you know what? We're wrong. Sorry, guys. Sorry about the disordered eating we've been giving you for decades. Sorry about all the body shaming. Sorry about all the bullshit we've been giving you for decades. We were wrong. But hey, we're right now. Here's the weight loss drug for you to fix all the problems that we helped create for you.
That's gross.
It's very fucking gross.
And
Oprah's
really
involved with it. Oprah's on the board. She's been doing it for decades, and it gets better. Oprah recently, like 2 weeks ago, there was an interview where she said taking weight loss drugs is the easy way out.
She said that?
She said that in an interview. Okay. So fuck Oprah, by the way. She's been saying that she's been maintaining with diet and exercise and walking. She's not been doing that. So she lied. She's been taking a weight loss drug to help her maintain. So she lied. So
she said she's been taking this weight loss drug for 2 years.
Right. And she's been saying,
I just read this whole article.
She only admitted up until 2 weeks ago that she's taking drugs. So she's been telling people that she's not taking drugs. So this is the problem, right? This is what we call fitness influencers out for. We call Liver King out for saying he's not taking steroids and he did it all.
I didn't know all that.
Yeah, it's bullshit. That's why I'm saying fuck Oprah.
I'm not going to say fuck Oprah, but fuck her right now.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
For that. Fuck you for that, Oprah.
So this is where I'm coming from. I'm not sitting here shaming her.
And that's why you should never fucking listen to celebrities. This is lesson number 1. Okay. Stop comparing yourself because you don't know what the fuck they're doing, apparently. We don't know. Right. I mean, I didn't know.
Right. Because how are we supposed to know until they come out and tell us?
Yeah.
And here's this is my opinion, but it's pretty clear that what happened here, she was claiming it was diet and exercise until she was able to profit off of it, until they formalized that partnership with the drug providers that they can now sell drugs to their clients, to their customers. So they've been claiming that it was diet and exercise and willpower and discipline this entire time. Meanwhile, they were doing something completely different to get those results. And that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, that's what is the word for it?
It's deceitful. It's unethical. It's immoral.
False advertising.
False advertising, for sure. It's bait and switch.
Yeah.
And it's just more of the bullshit that the people we are trying to help, they've been dealing with this bullshit for decades. And that's my big issue with this, is people like Oprah and the companies like Weight Watchers. They do not have people's best interests at mind. They really don't.
Yeah.
They just follow the money. Right now, there was a big pivot because they were losing money. Weight Watchers and Optavia and Noom, all these companies have been, their revenues have been going down for years now. Why is that? Because of the anti-diet movement, because of the anti-diet culture movement. People are finally catching up to their bullshit that they've been feeding us for decades. And then they're like, you know what? You're right. Let's pivot. What can we do now instead? Oh, you know what? We're just going to say we were wrong and we're going to sell them drugs, even though we helped create these problems for them in the first place.
Right.
This is literally what we talk about with people saying, we're creating a problem and selling you the solution. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
If there's one thing we can all agree on, it's that life is hard. And with that comes a level of stress that can often be debilitating. Balancing your mental and physical health often seems like you need a PhD to achieve. And so often we are only able to focus on one or the other, which can lead to a less than enjoyable life. And that's why I loved Cured Nutrition's Serenity Gummies. From coaching calls to leadership meetings with my team, to tapping into my creativity for new content, to closing business deals, and even interviewing guests for this podcast. The Serenity Gummies have proven to be a valuable part of my self-care routine. I take them daily to help manage my stress and anxiety, and doing this allows me to perform at my absolute best, which helps me serve others to my absolute best. Formulated with their trinity of ingredients, a blend of full-spectrum cannabinoids, functional mushrooms, and adaptogens, Serenity Gummies are your answer to finding calm in the chaos that we call life. Right now, Cured is extending an exclusive offer to you, our listeners. You can grab a bag of Serenity Gummies for 20% off by visiting www.curednutrition.com/CTC and using coupon code CTC at checkout. That's CURED nutrition.com/CTC and coupon code CTC at checkout to save 20%. So what are you waiting for? Pop a gummy and protect your peace, and let's cut the crap together.
Now, and when I say this, like we said earlier, it's not about the weight loss drugs. It's about how they're going about it and the fucking lying and bullshit marketing and deceitful tactics that are going on. That's what I take issue with.
Yeah.
I don't care if people take weight loss drugs. I hope they get the help they need.
Mm-hmm.
But you can make money and you can do it in an ethical, moral way. You don't have to make profit at the expense of somebody's mental, physical, emotional well-being.
Like this industry is a fucking multi-billion-dollar industry.
I think it might be even brilliant at this point. I think it's up. Yeah. And now they've got a new cash cow to bring home. I'm actually going to do a little experiment myself. I thought about this in the shower today. I'm going to see if I can get a prescription for one of these weight loss drugs.
Oh my God.
By going through one of these programs, because I want to see how easy or hard it is. So
it though.
No. I have no reason.
I was like, you're going to take it? Okay.
No, I'm not going to take weight loss drugs. I'm going to see if I can get a prescription from one of these.
That's a fucking good idea,
From one of these fly-by-night fucking weight loss drug clinics that are popping up online. That's what I'm going to.
Oh, yeah.
Me.
Then I'd fucking report him too.
I'm going to document it all. Like I hope I'm wrong. I truly hope that I'm wrong, but I need to find out for myself.
Yeah.
So I'll gladly spend a few $100s.
Like at a fucking med spa or something.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Whew. Well,
there you go.
That feels good. That felt better.
Feels better to rant it out.
Now, yeah, and I'm going to say this again. I think Oprah has done a lot of really good things for people for this world. That does not save her from criticism and being held accountable for the bullshit that she's done as well.
Yeah,
both things can be true.
I'm not going to say like fuck Oprah, but because I honestly like I like Oprah, but I don't like the things that she's doing right now.
And both of those things can be true.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can like her and be disappointed in her at the same time.
Well, same way with Dr. Nadolsky. I like him.
I do like Dr.
I've held him to a really high standard. Like everything this guy says is fucking gold. But now that he's on the board of Weight Watchers, I'm like, ooh, well, now I need to start taking everything he says with a grain of salt. And I need to look because there's a very clear bias there, right? So now it's like, do I lose respect for him? I don't know. That remains to be seen. Because I know he's a very big proponent of the weight loss drugs, and that's awesome. He's an obesity doctor. That's what he does for a living. It makes sense. I'm hoping, my hope is that him being on the board is going to be a positive thing for Weight Watchers, and they can get their shit together finally by having somebody that's evidence-based.
Well, maybe that's why, because they changed their tune. Now they're looking for actual people like him.
I do hope that fingers crossed that's what's going on.
My guess at that, I hope you're right with that. Yeah.
I hope I'm right too.
If it's anything like him, that would be the obvious case, right?
Yes. Yeah. Because that'd be like Lane Norton going and doing something like that.
Yeah, which we would be like shocked.
We'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah. And I didn't even know that Dr. Nadolsky was partnered with Weight Watchers until I read an article about how they admitted they were wrong. And they had a quote in there from him. And it said, Dr. Spencer Nadolsky, board of medicine or director of medicine or whatever, Weight Watchers. I'm like, what? I'm like, when did this happen? So I went to his Instagram profile and there it was. I'm like, holy shit. Like, that's wild.
I only knew from like a couple recent reels where he was doing like Weight Watchers. I don't know if they were commercials or
if he can get them to stop doing the 0 points thing, he needs to start there. He needs to get rid of their 0 points.
That's the thing with that. A lot of people come to me. They're like, I started tracking calories and I realized that I was eating like around 900 and something calories doing Weight Watchers.
For sure. I mean, it's very easy to figure that out, right? You can just log your points and log your calories side by side for a couple of weeks, and then it'll be very clear to you what's been going on.
And that's why people continue to go back to Weight Watchers, because it didn't work.
Yeah. Their 21 points is actually like 900 calories.
I can't tell you how many people tell me that they're starting back at Weight Watchers. It's like for like the 10th fucking time. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
why, guys?
They never live their life in maintenance, because Weight Watchers apparently doesn't teach maintenance.
The way they do maintenance is very fucked up. That's how you get lifetime member status with them, is by meeting and maintaining your unrealistic goal weight that they had set for you in the first place.
Right.
Everybody's working towards that. So everybody wants lifetime status with Weight Watchers, even though the status that they've set for people is super, super fucking unattainable for most people. How many lifetime members of Weight Watchers are there? I don't know. I don't hear about lifetime members of Weight Watchers.
I don't either.
I hear about Karen and Sally and Pam that have been doing it for 30 years, that went to Weight Watchers with their mom when they were 10 years old, and now they have an eating disorder at 50 years old because of it. That's what I hear.
A lot of those stories.
That's what I hear. So fuck Weight Watchers too while we're at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck them all. That's my thing. And people say, but Matt, you shouldn't be disparaging these companies and these people because that's just unethical because you're a coach selling your programs too. I'm like, fuck off. I don't care. Like, I believe I'm doing it in a moral, ethical way. I believe that these people aren't. That's really the end of the day. That's the end of the conversation right there. You can make money and be ethical doing it. Period. I don't know. We had a little conversation. That's how conversations should go, right? I wish more conversations like we just had.
That's called an adult conversation instead. If this was me and Matt that didn't know each other, that weren't like the people that we are, it would be like the comment section would be going fucking batshit.
Oh, for sure.
Matt would have unfollowed me.
No, I wouldn't have unfollowed you.
And told me he unfollowed me. I'm just saying, if you weren't like you are and you're just a people person like does that to us.
I'm an airplane. I'm just going to announce my departure. Yeah.
I have people unfollow me because other people are getting in arguments with them in the comment section. Like this girl unfollowed me yesterday.
You want me to police my comments
about a fucking protein bar.
Yeah.
Just because I said that it wasn't that Fit Crunch is trash.
Fit Crunch.
I said it tastes really good. I'm like, I won't give it that. That's a fucking really. I go, the macros suck though.
Yeah. I think I've said on this podcast how terrible those bars are.
You know,
I hate them.
It's horrible.
Like 400 calories. That's a whole.
Go buy a fucking Snickers bar.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You could buy a Snickers bar and a protein shake, still get less calories and get more protein.
Yep. Yeah.
Like it's marketing, guys. What have we been saying? Like this is kind of what we're saying here. It's just marketing.
That's why we tell you to pay attention to the fucking labels.
Yeah.
You got to pay attention.
For sure. So while we're talking, we can just make this one of our rant episodes too, because that's what we've been doing. How about that bullshit that happened to me last week about my food addiction and that woman going off saying
fuck, I forgot about that, Matt. Talk about that. That was crazy. You want to talk about how crazy the internet is? Let Matt tell you this story.
Okay. So last week I made a post on Facebook. I said, good morning to everyone, except for those that think they're addicted to food or something like that, right? Talking about food addiction. And that triggered a lot of people, understandably so. But the people that were triggered, they weren't interested in having conversations. So this woman was having a conversation with me and she didn't like how it was going. She blocked me. And then she went to her personal page and lied about me. She said, this guy, Matt Vanderlaar, came to my page and commented on my picture with my children and said that no wonder my children are skinny because I'm eating all the food, and he was shaming me, this and this and this. And it's like, okay, so where's the proof? Like prove it. Prove that I said those things. She had screenshots of everything that I did actually say, but she was lying to me. She was saying I take steroids, which is hilarious because if I take steroids, I'm the worst fucking fitness coach ever because I barely even look like I lift weights.
You look like you lift, but you don't look like you have fucking take steroids.
Yeah, exactly. So thankfully I posted about it on my page and I said, hey, this woman's saying these things about me. Like, I don't care, but like, just so you guys know, she's saying these things about me. And thankfully, like, we've got an amazing community. All my followers went to her page and they're like, you're lying. You went there. You said you're lying.
I was reading all the things she was saying. I was like, you're lying. I'll go, where's the screenshot of what you said Matt did? Oh, I immediately took it down. But you didn't take down these other useless fucking screenshots that you keep sending me? Like, this makes no sense. I'm like, Matt would never do anything like that. I know that. And then there's other...
And hundreds of people from my page went over there and said the same thing. They're like, you're lying, lady.
Just kept backpedaling, and all she wanted to do was throw Matt under the bus for whatever reason, because she took whatever she said or Matt said personal, which had nothing fucking to do with her. And that's the thing, you guys. Like, when... She
literally tried to destroy me, my reputation, my business, because she didn't like what I was saying.
Right.
You're a piece of shit, woman. Yeah. Like, and not only that, but she didn't create, she has multiple fake profiles too. Right. She would then message me and leave comments from other profiles. And I was like, the first time it said Liz, the second time it said Elizabeth. I'm like, you're an idiot. You're still the same last name and same profile picture, lady. And then, so she was like, at least 3 different accounts I had to block of hers, because they were messaging and commenting me. I'm like, I'm legit. You. It was it was libel, because libel is written form. That's what she was doing. And I'm like, if this happens one more time, I will file harassment charges and get a fucking protection order on this woman, because she's from Michigan. Like, and she was quite clearly mentally unstable. Like, and with the shit that she was saying and doing, creating fake accounts to come harass me and everything. Like, it was insane, fucking insane. And that was that was a terrible fucking day for me. That was an awful day for me. And that made me go into a slump for a couple of days because of that. Just having to defend myself. I could have just ignored it, but that's not what we do, right?
Yeah.
Like so a lot of people are saying,
how do you ignore something like that when someone's blatantly slandering you and they have like 70 something people commenting on there? I mean,
right.
You don't just sit back and say, "Oh, let's just let this bitch talk about me," that makes no sense. A ton of lies. It's like not good.
What really upset her, I think, because she was talking about, she was in the comments defending how food addiction is a real thing. She's like, I'm in school for my bachelor's degree in psychology and you're wrong. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I've got a licensed counselor therapist that works in addiction and eating disorders that has a master's degree. She's been in clinical field for more than 10 years. And she says, you're wrong. So who should I believe here? And then I posted a screenshot of one of my friends kind of laughing at her credentials because she didn't have any credentials. First of all, she was still in going to school, but even with the bachelor's degree in psychology, guess what she can do with that? Nothing. You can't even be a therapist with a bachelor's degree.
Definitely would not want to go to her.
No, right. Exactly. So she got upset because I was like, your qualifications mean nothing because you don't have any. Here's the list of qualifications that I deal with, the people on my team, the experts we consult with on a regular basis. Here's all the scientific evidence.
Yeah.
Didn't mean anything.
No. She didn't even know what to say to any of that.
No, she did. You know what she did then? She made it about sex. She's like, you're only talking to me.
Oh, right.
You're only talking to me like this because I'm a woman. I'm like, look at my comments, look at my videos. I talk to everybody like this if you're an idiot. I said, I don't care if you're man, woman, white, alien, black. It doesn't matter, right? Like if you say something wrong, I'm going to correct you. Like nobody, myself included, if I'm saying something wrong, I should be corrected.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't matter. Sex, age, race, none of that fucking matters. If you're wrong, you're wrong. I don't discriminate at all.
Yeah. No.
Which is even funnier because most of the videos that I actually make calling people out, I think are men, like white men at that. So weird. People just love to project their fucking insecurities and talk about their feelings as if they're factual. And what do we know? Facts aren't feelings.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Feelings are not facts, I should say.
Have you ever wanted to start a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily and then distribute it everywhere and even earn money doing what you love. All in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit episodes right from your phone or computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Now, what's really cool is video podcasts are also now available on Spotify. And if you want to be taken seriously on social media, you need to have a video presence. And what better way to do that by connecting with people via your video episodes? With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's all totally free with no catch whatsoever. And ever since we discovered Spotify for Podcasters here on Cut the Crap with Beth and Matt, we are easily releasing new episodes and distributing them to multiple platforms, and it's never been easier. We highly recommend you give it a try. You can download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started.
I feel like I've been doing all the talking and ranting here.
Well, this was your story.
Yeah, I mean, it was my story. These were my stories that kind of prompted these conversations.
Oh, man. What is it today?
What's that?
I was just thinking it's Christmas in like a few days.
It is Christmas.
Everything's crazy. Everyone's crazy. Everyone's acting out of their minds right now.
And I get it. I get it. It's
a hard time of year. It brings a lot of emotions out in people, I think. Grief, anger, sadness, all of it. Christmas is just, I don't feel like it's the same for me anymore. I don't know. When kids get older, it's just different. Like everyone's older.
It feels a lot different. My son's going to be 14 in a month. Yeah, it feels a lot.
It's just not, I don't feel jolly and let's fucking, I don't know. Like I have the lights.
I'm not looking forward to Christmas at all. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I don't feel Christmassy. I'm not in the Christmas spirit. It's just another day to me, honestly.
That's how I feel,
I'm doing
Matt.
everything I can to make it amazing for my son. I'm really excited for him. he's in the other room, so I got to be quiet. But like, I'm getting him some really cool gifts, like gifts
Mm-hmm.
that I would have loved, and I remember getting as a teenager, and I fucking loved them. And he's
Yeah.
getting the same stuff. So that I love that I'm
Yeah.
gonna give him that same experience and memory that I had as a kid. But for myself personally, I'm like, it's not about me, it's about him.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Same. We just put up our ornaments on the tree. Like we just had lights on for a little bit. And that's
so
how I
funny.
feel. That's how I feel. I'm just like, they were sitting on the fucking table. And everyone's like, when are we putting the ornaments on? I'm like, I guess that's what we got to do. I'm just not that person. Like, I think I've talked about that before. I don't decorate.
Yeah, you're not.
I'm just not the fucking Stepford wife. I don't even know that there's a fucking name for it. Like I would call it the soccer mom. My sister has like
Housewife of Beverly Hills or something.
Every freaking holiday, my sister, God love her, she will decorate for, I think it's the teacher in her, for freaking Easter. It could be Independence Day. It doesn't fucking matter. She will decorate for it. I'm the complete
fine. That's her thing. It's not yours.
Opposite. Exactly. Yeah. I'm not judging anyone that does that. Hey, good for you if you do that. I wish I actually was able to be that festive. I'm just not. Just not.
For sure. Can we talk about that judging thing that you just said? Because everything that we say, people say we're judging people for. At least
I know.
Have you been noticing that a lot lately?
Uh-huh.
Where's that coming from? Like,
who are we judging?
Like, who are we judging and how? Saying like, I'm just thinking of some of the things I've been told that I've been judged by recently. Like, I don't know, food addiction and all those things. People say I'm judging people. I'm like, I'm not judging people. I'm just giving you information and saying, hey, you actually have power and control. Like, isn't that a fucking cool thing? Isn't that a really liberating feeling? Knowing that you can change all this shit? How's that judging people? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying, hey, you're not changing,
Matt,
so you're a piece of shit. That would be judging.
understand.
I'm not saying that. Right.
You don't understand, Matt.
I never understand. Yeah. Which
you don't
is weird.
Fucking understand what I go through. It must be nice. It must be fucking nice, Matt. That's where it comes from.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
In the end, like your heartache is not as hard as my heartache. You don't understand how hard food addiction is, even though you may have something that you might struggle with just as much. It doesn't necessarily have to be a hashtag or quote unquote food addiction, because food addiction is not a thing. We can get into that if we'd like. I'd like to actually get someone on the podcast that could actually talk about behaviors when it comes to food and all that stuff. But you cannot be physically addicted to food. Physically, right? You can have a behavioral issue with food, but you can't physically be addicted to chicken, broccoli, right? Do you ever hear anyone say,
but you need food to survive. So that alone, how can you be addicted to something that you need? That's like saying I'm addicted to air. When I don't breathe air, I feel like shit. Does that mean I'm addicted to air? No, it means I need it for fucking survival.
Right.
Water. When I don't drink water, I feel like shit. Does that mean I'm withdrawing from water? No, it means my body needs it to survive. Same with food.
Food is your coping mechanism, just like something else could be someone else's coping mechanism.
For sure. And then people, I'll play devil's advocate here. This isn't my stance on it, but then people will be like, sure, that's a coping mechanism, but then it develops into addiction, right? That's when people will say like alcohol was a coping mechanism for people, and they got addicted. I've heard that.
That's because you get physically addicted to alcohol.
Your chemistry alters. Food doesn't alter your chemistry.
Exactly. It alters your brain chemistry.
Well, but Beth, wait a second. No, it gives you, your brain lights up when you eat sugar. Right, that's what people say. Yeah,
it lights up when you pet a puppy as well.
It lights up the same way you pet a puppy. From when
go running, feel that euphoria.
Yeah, so you can change those behaviors. Give you the same result. It's not. It's the behavior and the reason why you're using it. That's what's problematic.
Yeah. And what's crazy is, and people aren't going to like this, but it comes down to knowing that you are in control. Right. The book Brain Over Binge, I suggest if anyone struggles with this type of thing, right, get that book. And what the whole thing that I got out of that book is that what this person learned who struggled with binging on binging on a ton of food and then over exercising, right? Back and forth, not binging. And I think she may have binged and purged, but it was mostly like eating a lot of food at one time. That she learned that
you can have both for sure.
That she was ultimately in control. She had like, they called it like there's two separate brains. There's like the animalistic side and then there's whatever the other side. And she had to learn to let go of the animalistic side and that she was in control, and she overcame her binging because she learned that she can actually say no. But it's not as easy as that. Like I'm making it sound, obviously.
Yes.
But you're ultimately in control in the end. That's what it comes down to.
Absolutely. And it's my belief that labeling something as a food addiction, it takes away it takes away all sense of responsibility. And it tells people that, hey, you have a problem and it's not your fault. It's maybe it isn't their fault that they feel like they have this food addiction, but it is still changeable. Something happening to you may not be your fault, but it's still your responsibility to change it and to how you handle it and respond to it. It's still your responsibility.
Yeah. And when you keep labeling yourself that and calling yourself this, it's really hard.
It takes away the power.
You start identifying by that person. That's something you don't want to do.
And I hear that in the comments too a lot. When I say that, people actually come in to defend me. And they're like, yeah, you're absolutely right. I used to call myself a food addict. And then I realized I was just binging and restricting. I was restricting and binging.
Yes. Oh, you had another comment, Matt, that someone was talking about she was fasting.
Oh, let's talk about that.
Oh, remember?
Did this not blow your fucking mind?
Holy shit, dude. Okay, yeah, let's get into this. This has to do with the binging and why people may binge.
Yes.
One of the things.
One of the many reasons why.
Right. One of the many.
Sure.
There's many. Mm-hmm.
So it was on this food addiction post, and this woman and I have gone back and forth multiple times over the course of the year. I remember her very vividly from the other conversations we've had. She's been saying she's a food addict since I can remember we've ever been having exchanges. But she said, I am addicted to food and I can prove it. And what was her proof? Her proof was that she regularly fasts. She fasts for 3 days at a time. And the moment she eats again, she loses all control and binges. I'm like, you're describing restrict and binge. You're going through extreme restriction for days on end. And that's not food addiction. You're finally eating and your body's like, holy shit, I'm starving. Give me all the food. You've been neglecting me, you idiot. That's what your body is saying. Please stop neglecting me. Listen to your body.
When I read that, I was like, are you fucking serious?
But then it got worse. Right? Because I was treating her with compassion and kindness and everything in these comments.
Yeah.
And she just wasn't having it. And I said, what you are describing is extreme restriction and binging.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, but I'm losing weight.
But
I'm losing weight. She's lost like 60 pounds, even though she's binging and restricting.
And she's still continuing to do that, what she's doing.
Yes.
How is she going to...
Intermittent fasting saved my life, she said. I'm like, it sounds like it created a fucking prison for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She does, and then it got worse than that. It's not just a 3-day fast she's doing. She does alternate day, like 400 calories a day. And then
it was just a shit show.
Everything, yes, it continued to get worse. Like she left a series of like 3 comments, and each one got progressively more fucked. I'm like, oh my God, like this woman probably does have an eating disorder at this point. I can't diagnose her with that. That's not my scope of practice. But she thinks she has a food addiction. But no, it's because she's starving herself for days on end. Like that's not food addiction. If anything, that's an eating disorder.
When you restrict, you will binge.
Yes. What you restrict persists, guys. This is human psychology 101. It's why we tell you to eat the fucking cookie every fucking day if you want it.
Yeah.
Right? What you restrict persists.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that carbs are bad. It's not that sugar is bad. It's not that cookies are bad. You can have one cookie and move on with your day. And that's not going to give any impact on your health. But it's when you tell yourself you can't have that cookie. You can't have that cookie because you're addicted because of sugar. And then you eat a dozen cookies because you finally fucking drove yourself crazy about it. That's when it's a problem.
My mom is a prime example. Love you, Mom. But she's been dieting since, I was born. Everything in the book. And prime example, I think she quit sugar for a couple of years, like no sugar at all. Like she was always doing this no sugar, like year or 2 years. But one day something snaps. She starts eating sugar again and she gains like all the weight back that she lost. It happens all the time. She's fluctuated with her weight like Oprah my entire fucking life from doing crazy shit. She'll do week on end fasts. And I've talked about those things with you guys. I would do them with her.
And you didn't think anything of it because you didn't know better at the time.
Yeah.
Right?
I was like, yeah, let's do it, Mom. I didn't know any better. This is years ago. But she's the prime example. She would restrict and like a whole freaking sugar, all anything sugary. And then she would just not be able to stop.
Right. Yeah. And it's so sad to see. It's really fucking unfortunate.
And it's like,
we're doing it to ourselves. And I shouldn't say we're doing it to ourselves because we're hearing this bullshit from somewhere, but we're hearing it from bullshit like Oprah, from Weight Watchers and things like that. So I know I said I was done talking about Oprah, but I got to take
You just want to keep bashing Oprah, Matt.
I just got to get my But no, absolutely. These are things that we're doing to ourselves. It's show me somebody that has a healthy relationship with food. And I mean a really, truly healthy relationship with food where they're eating balanced meals. They're getting sufficient calories. They're getting sufficient protein. They're getting sufficient fiber. They're having those balanced carbs, proteins, fats with their meals. Show me somebody that is unhealthy, that has a healthy relationship with food, whether they're eating a cookie 2 or 3 times a week and they're crushing their goals otherwise with their nutrition. Like you're not going to show me that because it probably doesn't exist when you have a balanced diet. We don't have to restrict. We don't have to restrict. Like that's the whole thing. We've been told for decades, for sure, that carbs are the enemy, that sugar is the enemy, that you can't eat pizza, that you're bad for eating pizza, that you can have it once a week on a cheat day, right? It's all bullshit.
Cheat day drives me nuts.
Yeah, I fucking hate cheat days. I used to give myself cheat days, and guess what? That was in the prime of my disordered eating. That was when I was fasting. I was literally fucking fasting.
I don't mean to laugh. It's not funny.
No, it's fine. I laugh at myself now because I was blind too, guys. I've been fooled just like you all have been fooled.
It just takes me back. I was actually talking about this with my coach Amy today. That's on my team because I was talking about tofu in my stories. I tried to make tofu, this panko encrusted tofu, because I wanted to come up with a vegan recipe for people, and I didn't like it. I'm not a big tofu fan, and I was thinking back to when I was a vegan for a year, right?
Oh boy,
a fucking full year. I think I have PTSD from like being a vegan, and I just can't do tofu because it just reminds me of all the shit that I try to make taste good.
You convince yourself
with like fucking chickpeas. I would make chickpea chicken patties. Okay. I was fucking in the thick of it. And this is right after I did the HCG diet, and I was drinking a bottle of wine a night because you know what? I was a vegan and I was fucking healthy, Matt.
That's all you needed to do. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like I was just thinking about that today, and I'm like, I don't even know if I could ever do anything with tofu. I tried. But I'm sorry. Just
yeah.
Nothing against people that are vegan.
Right.
Please do not take that personal. Yes. Like I did it for the wrong reasons. Okay.
You're doing it for ethical reasons because you like, and everything, like we support you, but you do
totally.
But that doesn't mean you have to be vegan to be healthy. That's what
I was doing it for the wrong reasons because I wanted to be at my thinnest self. And so I thought that was going to get me there while drinking a bottle of wine.
Going vegan was a pretty popular trend there a few years ago.
And that's probably why I did it.
Yeah.
You know?
I just know when I did that, the last time I've ever done intermittent fasting intentionally was like, I think probably 2018 or so. And I remember bragging about fasting for 4 or 5 days at a time. Jesus. And I remember on my Instagram at the time posting about all the food that I was eating when I finally broke my fast. I'm talking a cookie tray full of food, a cookie baking tray full of food, steak, rice, potatoes, fucking everything. And I would eat it all in one sitting. Because why? Because I had just fasted for 5 days. It was okay.
Wow.
It was okay.
Yeah.
But really I was stuck binging and restricting.
Mm-hmm.
The things we tell ourselves in the name of health.
Yeah.
Weight loss, if that's your goal, that's cool. We support you in that. But it's not weight loss at all costs. It's not weight loss at cost of our physical health, our emotional health, our mental health, none of that. You can do it in a way that's safe, healthy, and sustainable.
Yeah. And just because it worked, right, doesn't mean it's a good thing.
Let's talk about that really quickly because that's a really good.
But it worked. But I lost all the weight.
But that's Weight Watchers worked. The 10 times I've done it, it worked.
That's the thing. Well, it only works if you're able to sustain that.
Optavia works by starving you at 800 calories a day. But did it work after you stopped eating that way? No, it didn't, because you learned nothing sustainable. You learned nothing about maintenance. Programs that teach maintenance and actually help you keep it off and teach you the skills that you need, that's what works. If you need to go back to your diet multiple times, it did not work. Weight Watchers did not work if you have to keep going back to it. Optavia did not work if you've gained the weight back. Just because you lost weight doesn't mean it worked.
Right.
It does not mean that at all. If you're able to keep the weight off, that's when it worked. No amount of going back to something that you know didn't work, going back, and this is a really important message right now because of the time of year and all the shit that's out there right now, right?
Yeah.
It didn't work if you had to feel like shit to accomplish the goal. If you had to go on a severe calorie restriction and you started obsessing about food, it didn't work.
Yeah.
If you started binging and restricting as a result of the program you're doing, it didn't work. If you gained the weight back after you're done doing the program, it did not work.
Yeah.
period. That's why we talk about the way you lose weight is how you maintain weight.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about maintenance all the time on this podcast.
People don't understand that though.
We've given the recipe for maintenance and successful weight loss right here on this podcast. Plenty of people have taken that advice and gotten great results with it. Some of them we've had on this podcast. We do the same thing with our clients. Thousands of clients served between the two of us, and successful long-term results there.
Yeah.
Proof is in the pudding.
Yeah. The people want more people on the podcast too.
The people are going to get what they want then.
The people, we got a few other peeps in mind to bring on.
Saying, we got to get Amy on.
Amy needs to come on. Kelly
for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah,
they want to hear from the people.
Give the people what they want, and we will. So next week, after Christmas, is New Year's. So we're going to do a little New Year's episode last week, because I think we are we recording next week? We're talking on air about
Wednesday.
This. We kind of need to, yeah.
Because
we are wanting to revisit some of our our stances on New Year's resolutions, aren't we?
Yeah.
So let's give a little teaser here. We've been a couple of our previous episodes. We've talked about fuck New Year's resolutions. This year we're going to change our tone a little bit. We're showing you guys that we can change our opinion and our stance on stuff too. So that's what I'm excited for. So stay tuned for that New Year's resolutions episode next week then too.
Yeah. All right.
That's all for today.
All right. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Thank you all so much for listening in 2023, 2022, 2021, if you were, and then 2024 and beyond.
Yeah.
Wow. We're grateful for everybody. Hope you get some good downtime to relax, take the time in with your family, re-energize. If you're taking some time off of work between Christmas and New Year's, like many people are, do something for yourself. Treat yourself.
Be kind to yourself. Stop beating yourself up over this food shit.
Food should be the least of our concerns, guys. Food, let's start.
Enjoy time with your family.
Have a cookie with your family this Christmas.
And tell Aunt Karen to fuck herself.
That's the perfect way to end it.
If and only if she gives you shit for what you're eating.
Okay. I love that you
tell Aunt Karen to mind her own fucking plate.
There you go. Mind your own fucking plate, Aunt Karen.
There you go. All right.
See you.
Bye. Hope you enjoyed this episode, so why not share with a friend who needs to hear it? Send us a DM on Instagram or email us at cutthecrappod@gmail.com and join our Patreon at patreon.com/cutthecrappodcast. As always, we appreciate you and thanks for being here.